wondering if I could have a welcome on someone. The address is. I think for my daughter. Okay.
December 9th, 2021. Debbie Gordon dialed 911, desperate for answers. No one had seen or heard from her daughter, 30-year-old Mandy Gordon, for nearly 3 days. Officers immediately responded, heading straight to Mandy's home to conduct a welfare check.
I'm gonna knock on the door and see if anyone's in there. Cedar Park Police.
Hey, Sam. Sam, can you hear me? Okay. Hey, man. Hey.
Samuel Byrd was in the house. He was telling the patrol officer on scene that he would not come out and speak with him. He would only talk to him through a window.
Good. So basically, we got a call asking for us to check welfare on, I don't know if it's your girlfriend or who, and her kids. Are your kids here?
Yes.
Okay. Is this one of them?
Yes.
Okay. And is the other one here?
Look right here. Oh.
I can see the one on the lap.
He also had his brother, Josiah, inside the residence with him. So there were 4 people, 2 adults and 2 children inside.
So where's your wife or your girlfriend?
Honestly, she left, and I've been texting her, I've been calling her, and she has not been responding.
Okay.
And I am frankly a little bit worried. I don't know.
Samuel Byrd was telling the patrol officer on scene that he was becoming concerned about Mandy's whereabouts.
He showed emotions of anger that she just abandoned him with these 2 children, that she just left him.
Would you be willing to allow 2 officers to just walk through your property to make sure that she's not on your property?
And I wouldn't feel comfortable with that.
The officer could see the residence as being somewhat disheveled, things turned over, things in disarray. So all of those were adding to the increasing concern about the environment. There was some potential drug use going on while the patrol officer was there.
I need to go talk to my boss in the driveway.
The situation inside the house did not look right. The main concern now was the children. Officers feared for their safety and made the decision to remove them from the environment. With clear signs of danger, police obtained permission to enter the home, even without a search warrant.
We deployed a small unit of our SWAT team members. The SWAT team members that had made entry into the house secured the scene. They checked both outbuildings and they checked the interior. Mandy was not there.
There was drug paraphernalia and drugs in plain sight. So based on that, Samuel Byrd was initially taken into custody on drug charges.
Both suspects were taken into custody. When detectives arrived on scene, the SWAT team pulled them aside with new information.
There was an outbuilding behind the residence. It was highly concerning because there were footprints leading up to the door of the shed. And when we entered the shed, it was fresh varnish. You could smell it.
It was odd, a lot of splashes and paint on the legs of things, like it had been done very recently and very quickly.
Sam hadn't moved anything, so all the furniture was in place. He had just varnished around it, which was extremely unusual. And as we continued through, we found it unusual that none of Mandy's items were at the house. In the master closet, where you would typically see one occupant's clothes on one side and the other on the other, that side was bare. There was nothing there. Really gave us question as to, okay, what has happened to her? Leading more towards, well, was Sam telling us the truth that she just left, that she packed everything up and she just left?
Officers began canvassing the area, hoping for leads. Soon, a neighbor stepped forward. He told detectives that Josiah Byrd had been staying at Mandy's home for quite some time, and recently he had been acting very strange.
What he was telling us was Josiah Byrd had been at the residence for a little while, and that he was, in his opinion, acting strange and had both talked on the phone and sent text messages to different family members that just weren't making a lot of sense.
With no solid clues in hand, officers turned their attention to surveillance cameras. If anything could reveal what really happened, it would be the eyes watching from around the house.
There were multiple visible outdoor cameras on the porch, by the door, on the side of the residence.
Inside the house, detectives found brackets which are used to install the cameras.
Sam had bought a pretty extensive Arlo cloud-based security system with multiple cameras. The cameras were sitting on a table inside the main house. The magnetic balls that you would put the camera on that were attached and hanging on the wall were still there. The cameras had just been taken down.
And then there was a large box, like a DVR box, in the back of the shed. We seized all of the items we believed had stored any recorded information.
Detectives searched for Mandy's silver Lexus, but the car was nowhere to be found.
Sam had vehicles parked in the driveway, one belonging to him for his company and one belonging to his brother Josiah. And what stuck out on Sam's vehicle was a local car wash sticker.
It means somebody has purchased a subscription, so they're able to go weekly or even daily at any time, day or night, and utilize those services.
So that was an avenue to try to pinpoint locations and identify what Sam had been doing recently, and had his truck been used in anything.
Detectives checked the car wash cameras. Sam's truck arrived a little after 11:30 a.m. on December 11th.
But what we were looking for specifically was Sam, is when is the last time it was used, who was operating the vehicle, who was in the vehicle.
The footage showed Sam alone. No one else was with him. But on closer review, detectives noticed something strange in the video.
What I observed in that is that Sam had no shoes on. It was December. It's cold outside. But yet we have video of Sam at a car wash with no shoes on. Why is that?
After watching the footage, detectives were left with troubling questions. Why was Sam behaving so strangely? Why wasn't he wearing shoes? Why was washing his truck so important? When the mother of his children was missing, what was he trying to hide inside that truck?
His truck was quite muddy. We noticed this very distinctive red mud was both on the tires, the wheels. That kind of told us that he's at least been driving this truck off-road somewhere outside of this immediate area.
It really stuck out that that mud was not mud that we had here in Cedar Park.
Samuel Byrd flatly said that he was not going to speak with us. He was not going to cooperate. However, his brother Josiah was a bit more cooperative.
He seemed to be extremely distraught and shared our concern with where Mandy was.
What's going on with Mandy?
Sam said that she left 3 days ago, and he's been dealing with the kids and full-time work.
Josiah was consistent in saying that, nope, Sam told me that Mandy just left, that Mandy left the kids. We haven't seen her since. And for a period almost seemed angry at Mandy for doing that to his brother.
Do they argue or fight often?
They fought all the time, verbally, and that's what I used to seeing. So for her to leave was not unusual for me.
He eventually described that they did have a tumultuous relationship. There had been arguments and there had been fights. He liked Mandy. Sometimes he didn't think she was treated very well, but she had left and returned on several occasions.
Did anybody stop by the house earlier with you?
I think her name is Rachel. I don't know. Like a redhead girl.
Who is this Rachel girl? What relation does she play in this investigation?
Are they just friends, or are they something more, or what?
I mean, they're not dating.
It was very important for us to find Rachel, to speak with her and find out what, if any, involvement she had.
Detectives now had a new name, Rachel. It was crucial to bring her in and hear her side of the story.
Rachel, come to the door. Police department, come to the door, Rachel.
Rachel was surprised that the police were at her door there to speak with her about something involving Sam.
Did you talk to him on this weekend at all?
A little bit, but it was... Our relationship has always kind of been a love-hate.
What was he telling you about Mandy?
He had just told me that she left sometime that weekend, this past weekend, with a guy. That was it. She'd done it before multiple times and come back.
She believed that they were separated, and she was told that Mandy had just run away.
Does she know who to take her car?
Well, yeah, but
Where are the keys to the Lexus?
I think I have them.
She all of a sudden reveals that she has the key to Mandy's Lexus car.
How and why she acquired Mandy's car was highly suspicious. She's gone, she just left. You don't ask why she doesn't have her car.
That's kind of a turning point. At this point, she started to tell a bit more of the story, tell the truth, if you will. Sam had put a bag in the trunk of the car and asked her to drive it out to a property that belonged to his family in Lago Vista.
Will you take us there?
I will. I don't have an address, but I know where it is.
Rachel eventually agreed to take detectives to Lago Vista. She showed them the exact spot where she had hidden a bag that Sam gave her.
The bag had a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, which appeared to have a broken piece off the handle. It had a cell phone, and it also had glasses with potential blood on the lenses. It also had a fired shell casing.
Rachel still maintained that she didn't know exactly what was going on. She did this for Sam because he was insistent that she do this favor for him.
But while at the location, something unexpected happened. A man suddenly walked toward the officers.
There was a male walking on this property, turned out to be the same concerned citizen that drove up in the early morning hours of the 13th of December to provide information about Sam and Mandy.
The man claimed he only wanted to help officers find Mandy.
It is highly suspicious. You don't generally find people that inject themselves to that extent. And certainly in this case, where we're in the middle of nowhere, he was just wanting to help us find Mandy. He knew about this property. There was a shed of some sort. It was known to him that Sam used to go out to this property and hunt and take other females and have sex with them out there. So it would be a good spot if he wanted to secret Mandy away to actually hide her.
Officers searched the entire property but found nothing. The case seemed to be going nowhere, and until December 14th, when Rachel called detectives again, saying she had more information to share.
I had made a decision to kind of cut ties with Sam because him and I have been romantically involved. Not at the same time as Mandy. They had broken up.
What Rachel also said was that she had not been truthful early on, but she had in fact seen what was in the bag and asked Sam, what is this about? Why is there a gun and why are these items in there? And she told us that Sam's explanation for those items were that was his insurance.
So he invested, from what I know, like $200,000 in a business deal this year. What I was told was it was an investment in a recycling business.
And when she asked, well, insurance for what? Sam explained to her that he was involved with these business partners. There had been a large exchange of money. Now there were threats being made.
Basically what he told me, this bag will prove my innocence, will set me free.
Would you mind elaborating on that as best you can?
He has been concerned about a business deal that had gone wrong at the beginning of this year. So he felt like he had a price on his head because of this business deal.
Sam explained that it involved two brothers out in the Bastrop area of Texas.
Now we've got some brothers, a possibility of some sort of bad business deal that occurred. Did they do something to Mandy?
After Rachel's interview, investigators searched for evidence linking Sam Byrd to the mysterious brothers in Bastrop County. Soon, a toll booth camera gave them a lead. At 10:41 p.m. on December 9th, Sam's pickup was recorded heading toward Bastrop.
So based off that, we sent detectives to travel that same route to start trying to obtain a timeline or any video that would show this vehicle and its exact route that would take somebody from Cedar Park to this ranch in Bastrop. We were able to find several different gas stations.
Detectives pulled surveillance from December 9th to track Sam's movements that night.
What's helpful is Sam had that ridiculously large wrap on his truck that made his truck extremely identifiable, even from a distance.
We did confirm that Sam Byrd vehicle on the 9th of December traveled south and eventually, if you kept driving, would end up in Bastrop County, which told us that would be a likely place for him to have gone, another large ranch, and a place that we know has mud that he would need to wash off.
12 hours later on December 10th, the toll booth camera pinged Sam's truck again, this time heading back.
Now we knew that his vehicle, more likely than not, traveled to the ranch in Bastrop on the 9th and returned on the 10th. Our thought at that time was, what exactly was he doing for that 12-hour period of time? In the days following the initial disappearance of Mandy, we sought the help of the local media, asking if anybody had any information or had any knowledge to please reach out to us in regards to the whereabouts of Mandy. Shortly after that, I received an anonymous tip through a phone call. And that person wanted to let me know that there was a business partnership that involved a shingle recycling facility down in the Bastrop, Texas area. Rachel had also provided information that there was some form of partnership with people that were in Bastrop. So that became our priority, was to investigate the ranch in this location.
Using the information they had, detectives tracked down the brothers Sam was partnering with. The men agreed to meet investigators and answer their questions. When detectives reached the ranch, the red mud matched perfectly with what they had seen on Sam's truck. Officers then spoke to the brothers, pressing for more details.
The brothers explained that Sam had a mobile home on this property that he used as a place to bring women and be romantically involved with.
One of the brothers revealed he had received a text from Sam on December 9th, asking if he could come out to the ranch and burn trash.
There was flames in the air about 10 feet high, and he yelled at him that he needed to leave, but he didn't immediately leave. So that became our first stop. Mr. Martinez showed us where the burn pit was. It was a very large, probably 125 to 150 foot diameter area where it looked like things of all sorts had been burned at some point. Within 5 or 10 minutes of sifting through the very top portion of the dirt, we began to find very small pieces of white fragmented bone that appeared to be human in nature. We were able to confirm that those were human bone fragments. One search and rescue told us that the cadaver dogs did alert to a pond through a wooded area.
The brothers had explained that they had seen Sam traveling back and forth towards this area multiple times while the fire was going.
It was too shallow and muddy for divers to go in, such as they would a lake, so we were going to have to actually drain the pond. What was ultimately found were bone fragments, a single projectile that was misshapen from an extremely hot process, and there was also jewelry.
The recovered jewelry was shown to Mandy's mother, and she immediately identified it as her daughter's.
They brought it into my house and showed it to me.
That's when it was confirmed, not only with us, but with her, that Mandy was deceased.
The worst part is in having someone confirm they have the evidence.
I was in shock the whole time. I couldn't believe any of this was happening. She was my sister. It was very hard to find out that I was never going to see her again.
Back at the station, forensic experts managed to recover deleted footage from Sam's DVR, evidence that could finally reveal how Mandy died.
There was a camera that looked in the backyard of the main house in the office shed.
The recovered footage showed movement at 11:54 p.m.
Mandy ran from the residence into the office shed. The video and pictures tell us that he chased after her. Shortly after that, we saw Sam Byrd moving about. It was the middle of the night, and he was in only his underwear, in very strange behavior.
Detectives then reviewed the footage from the following morning, December 9th.
Sam was going back and forth between the main house into the shed. In the afternoon, as we're watching Sam, he has a power washer and that he's using it in the area between the house and the shed. Later in the afternoon, about 5:30, he hunches over in the yard as if he's about to vomit. So at 7:45, he disables the porch light that was illuminating the backyard.
And that allowed him to not be seen by neighbors or by people driving down the road.
And it appears that he's moving some stuff around the area where his truck is and around the shed. He ends up unplugging the camera and it goes off.
Sam dismantled his security system to erase the evidence, but he missed a trick.
The interesting thing about some of these systems is that when it sees movement, it will take a snapshot and send it to your mobile device.
It's got a screenshot of the beginning of the video.
We were able to locate 4 photos.
Mandy is running. It's kind of hard to make her out because her image of her body is in motion. We don't see Sam in that photo. We see Sam crouched over on the right side of the frame. We see legs. We see a pool of what appears to be blood on the other end of the room. There's also, looks like a shattered piece of wood that's near that small pool of blood by that desk. I see Mandy's body pulled a little bit farther away from the door into frame. He's crouched over her. You see obvious trauma around the head area and a significant amount of blood. The next photo is him out. He's just in his underwear. He's stepping around Mandy. We see a huge amount of blood.
We have 4 photos of the actual murder itself occurring inside the shed. And we now know that Sam Byrd had committed the murder and taken the life of Mandy Gordon.
A Cedar Park man has been sentenced to 45 years in prison for murdering his girlfriend in 2019. Police say Samuel Byrd killed Mandy Gordon at a house in Cedar Park. Investigators found human remains in a burn pit on the property that belongs to Byrd's business partner in Caldwell County. Court records said the suspect and the victim had been in a relationship for about 8 years. They did have 2 children. Byrd will now serve out his sentence in Huntsville.